Welcome to Criminal Chronicles, the channel where we document verified true crime cases based on public records, law enforcement reports, and official court proceedings. Today's case covers the murder of Anna Walshe and the subsequent trial and conviction of her husband, Brian Walshe, in the United States. This case received national attention due to the evidence presented, the disappearance of the victim, and the extensive investigation that followed. Anna Walshe was a 39-year-old real estate executive living in Cohasset, Massachusetts. She and her husband, Brian Walshe, had been married for several years and had 3 young children. In late 2022, leading up to her disappearance, there were reported tensions in the marriage. Authorities also noted that Brian had encountered legal issues prior to the disappearance, including a conviction and pending sentencing in a federal art fraud case. Anna was last seen on January 1, 2023, around the couple's home following a New Year's Eve gathering. On the morning of January 2, she was not present at home, and there were no confirmed sightings afterward. She did not use her cell phone, access bank accounts, passports, or travel records, and she did not board any flights despite initial claims by Brian that she had gone to a work emergency. When law enforcement began inquiries, Brian provided misleading information to police, including a claim that Anna had traveled to Washington, D.C. for work. Investigators were unable to confirm that she had taken a ride-share or reached an airport, and her employer reported she was not scheduled for work travel. Surveillance footage and digital activity did not support Brian's statement. Within the first week of Anna's disappearance, police conducted a welfare check at the couple's home and discovered suspicious items. Brian had purchased cleaning supplies, tools, and plastic coverings shortly after Anna was last seen. Investigators recovered a hatchet, a hacksaw, cleaning materials, and clothing items from dumpsters near the area, some containing Anna's DNA, along with other personal belongings. Prosecutors also highlighted Brian's internet search history from devices linked to him, including searches for phrases related to dismemberment, body disposal, and decomposition. The investigation also revealed that Brian had made additional searches about death, missing persons, and financial issues, including queries about inheriting after someone is missing and disposing of body parts. These digital clues were used to connect him to the case and build the narrative of unlawful actions following Anna's disappearance. On January 8, 2023, Brian was arrested and charged with misleading investigators. He initially pleaded not guilty to these charges. Later in January, a grand jury indicted him on first-degree murder, along with charges of misleading a police investigation and improper conveyance of a human body. Despite the indictment, Anna's body has still not been found. Leading up to the full trial, Brian's legal team raised questions about his competency and other procedural matters. At one point, a judge ordered a mental health evaluation. By late 2025, he was ruled competent to stand trial. Just before the murder trial formally began, Brian pleaded guilty to the related charges of misleading police and improper disposal of a body, but he maintained his innocence regarding the actual murder. Opening statements in the first-degree murder trial outlined that prosecutors believed Anna died a violent death at the home on January 1, and that Brian immediately began actions to conceal evidence and mislead investigators. Prosecutors presented testimony and evidence suggesting that Anna had not left the home after the New Year's Eve gathering, emphasizing her phone, financial accounts, and travel documents showed no activity after her disappearance. They asserted that Brian's actions were deliberate and calculated, highlighting the disposal of evidence and misleading statements to authorities. In mid-December 2025, a Norfolk County jury convicted Brian Walshe of first-degree murder in the killing of his wife, Anna Walshe, despite her body never being recovered. He was found guilty on all counts and convicted based on the circumstantial and physical evidence presented. Shortly thereafter, the judge sentenced Brian Walshe to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the first-degree murder conviction. Additional consecutive sentences were imposed for witness intimidation and the improper disposal of a body, adding further prison time for related offenses. The case drew national attention due to the nature of the evidence and the fact that Anna's body was never found. Prosecutors highlighted possible motives, including Brian's financial benefit from a life insurance policy in Anna's name and tensions in the marriage, which were discussed during trial. Though the body was never recovered, investigators used surveillance, digital forensic evidence, and physical items recovered from trash sites to build the case. The jury concluded that the circumstantial evidence was sufficient to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This case exemplifies how law enforcement and prosecutors may rely on multiple forms of indirect evidence, including digital footprints, witness testimony, and physical material, to establish responsibility for violent crimes even when a body has not been located. Thank you for watching Criminal Chronicles. This documentary was based on verified law enforcement reports, court records, and credible media coverage. More verified true crime stories will be documented in future episodes.